Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is JJ. I've been working in the publishing industry going on 8 years now, and I've heard a lot of myths, misconceptions, incorrect takes that are just simply not based off of truth, and I would love to take some time to debunk those things and explain what is more likely to happen. There's a lot of voices in the internet screaming about what you should be doing or should not be doing. I am one of those voices, but everything that I say comes with experience and training. This was my college degree. I've been actively working in the industry for the last 3+ years. Before that, during my college degree, I was actively working in the industry as a writer, as a literary agent, as an editor. All of these things are things that I learned the hard way and that I butted up against in uncomfortable ways, and then I had to kind of sit and rethink through what I was expecting this industry to be and what it actually is. And I want to help you with that based off of my life lessons, based off of my industry knowledge, and to help you not have such a hard time with some of these things. These are different myths, misconceptions, expectations about the industry, and I'm going to go through whether they're true or false, and with some explanations, because it's no fun if you don't actually get to learn in the process. But I want to make it a little bit more fun than just me sitting here ranting at you. So we're just gonna get right into it. Statement number 1: my book is for everyone, and that is a good thing that will help it sell. False. Simply put, if your book is targeted to everyone in the entire world, you're not going to sell it at all. People are not going to like it. It might have wide appeal, but don't list everyone as your target audience. The reason I say this, think about it this way, right? If you've been in America, or if you've been watching America for the last few years, you've seen how politically divided this country is and can be. If you say that your book is for everyone, that includes all of the people who are so dramatically different from each other. People are too dramatically different from each other to all agree on what is a good book, what the book is intended to be for, who it's going to reach. They're too different from each other. Even if you look at like a 5th grader versus an 8th grader, how you approach that audience is going to be different, and how you tell the story is going to be different. What aspects you include, how much violence or gore there is all going to be impacted by who your audience is. And so if you're trying to figure out who your audience is, don't start with everyone. Start with yourself. You are probably your main target audience for your book. So what are the things that you like about it? How do you then go decide, okay, I personally really like Marvel movies. My books will probably also appeal to the people who like Marvel movies, and specifically to the people whose favorite Marvel movies happen to be the Captain America set. That's a very specific audience. It's still a wide audience. Many people like those, but that narrowing it down helps you reach that audience. So don't be so broad. Don't be afraid to make it so niche. Niche is a good thing. Niche will help you reach audiences, because your audiences will be divided into those niches. So, your book is not for everyone. There are going to be people who don't like it. Don't try to market it to everyone all at once. Pick some niches, start there. It'll be way better, I promise. Number 2, my book will stand on its own. I don't need to do a thing. I talked about this a little bit in the part 1 of this, and you can go find that. It's on my channel. It's in this playlist. No, simply put, your book should be able to stand on its own. Obviously, you want it to be able to, you don't want to have to be physically present to sell every single copy of the book that you ever sell, right? That would be impossible, and you wouldn't make enough money to make that reasonable. Problem being, It's like it absolutely must stand on its own when it's on a shelf. It must be appealing with the spine. It must be interesting enough to look at that it draws you in, that you want to pick it up, you want to read it. All of that must be important. It must stand on its own as a physical being. However, you are as much a part of your book's brand as your book is. You cannot have a book without an author. And if a reader likes your book, they're likely to go seek out the author and find out where else they can learn from them, what other books they have to read. I talked about it before, but when I read Sinner by Sharon Carter Rogers for the first time, I spent years trying to track down that author because she was too good to only have 3 books. It took me until college, but I did eventually find the author, and now I can tell you, I was right. She was too good to only have 3 books, and also she is Mike Napa. Pen names are wonky and crazy and bizarre. I'm amazed that I ever found him. But if you have enjoyed Sharon Carter Rogers books, you should go find Mike Napa. And if you enjoyed Mike Napa's books, you should go check out Sharon Carter Rogers books. They're back in print for the first time in years. I'm so excited. Anyway, aside, all that to say, if you think that you can just put the book up and then not do anything, you'll likely be disappointed by the fact that the book itself is not doing all of the work. It takes years and years and years of practice to nail the marketing to the point that will be an effective way to sell books all on its own. And there's funnels you can create, there's marketing, different things that you can do, but you still have to be able to sell the book, and you have to be involved in that process. It can't do it all on its own. This physical product has no ability to make itself hop into readers' hands, as much as I wish it did. That is even less true when you're looking at online stores and online shopping. Have you ever scrolled through Amazon just browsing for no specific book in particular? If you have, you'll know how many pages upon pages upon pages upon pages of books there are that Amazon thinks you'll like. And it's ridiculous. You have to search something. It's a search engine. You have to put something in the search box. So how do you narrow it down? How do you get to the top of that list? You have to be involved in that process. Your book itself will not be able to do it on its own. You must be involved. Number 3, if you worked in marketing, you'll know how to sell a book. This is one of those it depends moments, because there's certain aspects of marketing that carry across to every different product that you could ever try to sell. Certain elements of marketing on the whole, the marketing funnel, warm points of contact, cold points of contact, whether or not somebody is likely to be willing or able to buy the product, and when they're likely to make that jump. All of that is important and vital. However, and that carries over. I just hit the wall. That carries over. All of that knowledge will apply to the book. The problem being, again, like I just said, this physical product has not the capability of jumping into someone's arms. And in fact, the author is the best mode of transport to get that book into somebody's arms. So if in your marketing you do not have any basis on publicity or public relations, you're going to struggle. It's not the same as selling any other product. It's not the same as selling a toaster. There comes a point when you have to do a little bit extra work. The author must be involved, even if the author hires a publicist. And this is another sort of myth, right? Many authors that I've worked with believe that if they hire a publicist, that publicist will do it all for them, and then they can just hands off and not worry about it. And the fact of the matter is that's just simply not how it works. The author has to be involved. This is a collaborative process. You put in the time and effort to write the book. Be willing to put in the time and effort to market the book and sell the book. Get it out to the people who will love it. Because once you get it out to the people who will love it, much like I've been doing the last 2 videos for Sharon Carter Rogers and Mike Napa, your readers are going to actively talk about their favorite books. It's this thing that happens. John Green put it really nicely when he called it this evangelical zeal, where the broken world will not be fixed until or unless every single person has read this book. That is a beautiful way of putting this feeling, and that is what happens when you have a reader base. That's exactly what happens when you have people who have enjoyed your book and talk about it and start fanning these flames of getting the word out. That's word of mouth marketing. That's something that you cannot fake, and it's something that is the most important in the actual marketing of your book. In order to get to that point, though, people have to know that you exist. People have to know that you exist. And if they don't know that you exist, they're not going to know that your book exists. Every once in a while, you'll have people who wander through bookstores or libraries, pick up books, say, oh, this looks interesting, and take it home, and then they fall in love with you and your writing style because of the book that they read. But you still have to get the book into the physical places, and that takes chutzpah, it takes confidence, and it takes the desire to get your book in front of people, and you must be involved in that process. I could go to my local Barnes & Noble and say, hi, would you carry Mike Napa's books? And they might say yes, but more likely they'll be like, you're the only person that I've never heard of this author before, so we'll buy a couple. And then it might not last, and then they'll probably go away. I can request them at my library. That might be more effective than the author approaching the library. However, the author needs to approach readers. They need to approach sellers. They need to approach venues. They need to get their face out there, their name out there. That's how you sell books now, is it's based off of people recognizing who you are and you making yourself available to be recognized. That's how you get to the point where you might walk into a random coffee shop and somebody might look up and say, oh my gosh, is it perchance you? I think I recognize you from YouTube or TikTok or your book. Did you write my favorite book? That's how you do that. But people have to know who you are first. Otherwise, you're shouting into a void. And you have to shout into a void for a while, because if you don't shout into the void, if there's other people walking around the void, they won't know that you're there. So for a while, you do need to shout into a void. Better to shout targeted messages into the void, draw those people to you, and then you can all start talking. And that talking will bring about the community that creates that word of mouth marketing. All that to say, there's some myths. Publishing and book marketing, every single part of the book creation and production process is an extremely collaborative endeavor. If you do not have people that you can work with, people that you trust, and if you're hesitant to trust the people that you're working with, it's going to be a really unpleasant experience for everyone involved. It's an extremely collaborative endeavor. In order for your social media manager to have content to post on your social media, like, they can absolutely post it for you, they can do ghostwriting, etc., but you have to give them ideas, right? Especially if your brand is extremely personal. If your brand is more of a business brand, great, they can come up with content all day long. If your brand is personal, if it's about you, if your personal author page, stories from your life, your grandchildren, your vacation photos, what books you're reading, your publicist will never be able to tell the world what you thought about that book unless you tell the publicist themselves. It has to be collaborative. It has to be. There's nothing that they can do on their own to help you sell your book in a way that will be as effective as if you were involved in the first place. If you found what I had to say about marketing interesting, I do have an online course that you might want to go check out. You can find it at jjhannaacademy.teachable.com. I am really passionate about helping authors succeed and helping authors make the most out of their platform, out of their books, out of their career. I really, really, truly want authors to be successful, and I want them to make a return on their investment. And so if you are interested in growing your own platform, learning about how to do that in a way that is really effective and that will help you sell books, this online course is for you. If you have a book, you have the basis of a platform, and you don't quite know what to do with it, but you also are not quite ready to jump into an online course, great. I have lots of YouTube videos that can teach you about this. I have lots of blog posts that can teach you about this. I also have hannahbooksolutions.wordpress.com, and that is my services website. You can hire me for consultations, for design work, for book layout. I can help walk you through the process of uploading your book onto Ingram or KDP. I can help you with marketing. I can help you with a marketing plan, a production plan. All of those things are available to you. I really would love to be a service to you. I'm really excited about working with authors of all walks, traditionally published, hybrid published, self-published, curious about publishing. I would love to talk with you. Go check it out. There's a link down below, or you can just put this in your search bar. Okay. Until next time, I will see you then. Make sure to go check out a couple of my other playlists. I'll put them over here. Those will be helpful for you as you enter into this industry, as you keep learning about this industry, and as you decide whether or not this industry is right for you. I'm so proud of you for taking the steps that you're taking now to learn. It's such an important part, and you really you're doing yourself a favor by taking the time to learn about the things that you don't know. I cannot wait to see where we can go together. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and a comment, and make sure to follow me on some of my other social media. You can find me at jjhannaacademy and also at author jjhanna. I'm almost everywhere online. Until next time, I will see you then. Happy writing. Stay safe out there.